Good afternoon, Black Sox fans, and welcome to today's matchup between Team USA and the ROJO Diablos. Pitching for Team USA will be Adam Mancourt. He was originally a long reliever, left-handed long reliever in the beginning of the season, has moved to a starting role where he seems to be more comfortable at. He's today's starter for Team USA. Going around the horn for Team USA, we've got Martinez, the catcher. We've got Slayton Vaughn over at first base. We've got Stuart Legary at second. We've got the shortstop Tierney. McIntosh is over at third base. Thiessen is in left. We've got Nate Thompson in center field. And we have Jarrell McDade in right field. Leading off with the ROJO Diablos is Yuta Okazaki. As we are underway here in Washington, Pennsylvania. First pitch to Yuta Okazaki is a ball high and away. That'll make the count 1-0. Mancourt kicks, delivers the 1-0 pitch, and that is ball outside as well. Utah steps back into the box. Mancourt gets his sign. The 2-0 pitch is low for ball number 3. And Utah, leading off this game, finds himself in a 3-0 count. Mancourt kicks, delivers. And that'll be ball 4. So Yuta Okazaki starts this game off with the leadoff walk. That will bring up Frankie Podkul. Podkul has played in a numerous amount of stadiums throughout indie ball. Started his career with Joliet and more recently went to the Lake Country Doghounds as he takes pitch number 1 for a ball outside. Frankie Podkul was signed to Lake Country this year. I believe he's batting .500 in the American Association as he takes ball 2 outside. Mancourt struggling to find the zone a little bit as 6 pitches now have missed outside. Maybe needs his arm to be a little bit more on time. As he finds the zone there, it's a called strike on the outside corner. That'll make the count 2-1. Frankie Podkul digs in. Yuta Okazaki with a short lead at first base. And Mancourt finds that corner again for strike number 2. That'll make the count 2-2. So Mancourt now officially has settled in, found the zone. Utah still with a short lead over there at first. Podkul takes a slider low for ball number 3. That'll make the count full. My apologies. Frankie is actually 2 for 6 in 3 games there as he swings through that pitch. And that'll be the first punch out for Mancourt today and the first out of the inning. So, with that, that'll bring up Anthony McDougal. McDougal, I believe, a younger guy here in the Yinzer. Seems to be a good player, has some pop, has homered, I want to say, twice in the last 10 games. As he looks at a slider in there for a strike, that'll make the count 0-1. Mancourt finding his groove, getting more in the zone, feeling more comfortable as he's locating that slider for a strike now. To hit that outside corner. We'll look to see if he hits that all day. It seems to be a hit spot here in the top of the first inning. Utah still with a short lead, not really going anywhere at first. Strike 3 on the outside corner. So Mancourt now, after walking the leadoff man on 4 pitches, finds himself with punch outs top of the first. That'll bring up Mike Mutner. Yinzer, another young guy here in the Yinzer League. As Yinzer takes that for strike one. Utah digs in. Yinzer in the box. He takes a slider low and inside. That'll be ball number one. The count will move to 1-1. I'm being told by Joe that the broadcast is sounding choppy. We're not sure whose end that's on right now. So if it's sounding choppy to you folks at home, give us a note in the comments section. We'll work on fixing it. But the 2-1 pitch is taken just outside. That'll move the count to 3-1. Tried muting and unmuting. We'll see if that helps out. As the 3-1 pitch is taken upstairs for ball four. That'll be a 2-out walk. That'll move Utah Okazaki to second base. Mike Mutner is now standing on first. And with that, the inning extends, and we'll bring up the left fielder, Miller. And the first pitch to C.J. Miller hits him. That'll load the bases for Shiloh Finistad. Adam Mancourt gets the ball back, takes a slow trot back to the mound, trying to lock back in here as he did for the second and third batter of this inning. He's found himself in a bit of a jam after getting himself into a groove. He faces Shiloh Finistad. Finistad just got here for the third roster block. As now he takes a fastball low and in for strike number one. That'll make the count 0-1. Utah Okazaki leading off at third base. Mike Mutner on second. As Shiloh Finistad hits a ground ball single up the middle. That'll score one. That'll score two. And it will move Miller from first to third as Finistad has himself oh, my apologies. C.J. Miller got thrown out at third base. So that'll end the top of the first inning here. The run does score, so that'll be 2 runs on 1 hit. And shout out to our bat boy, Himmel Rick. Great dude. Always love to see him here. Just loves the ballpark. It'll be Andrew Kramer for the ROJO Diablos with a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the first inning. We'll be right back after his warm-up pitches. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the bottom of the first inning of Team USA versus the ROJO Diablos. The ROJO Diablos managed to score 2 runs on 1 hit in the first inning, and now pitching with a lead will be Andrew Kramer. Kramer will face Michael Thiessen, the left fielder, today's leadoff man, as Thiessen wastes no time swinging at that first pitch that he sees, but he swings right through it and make the count 0-1. For the team Diablos, we've got Andrew Kramer on the mound, Utah Okazaki behind the plate, Podkul over at first, as Thiessen swings at that pitch and fouls it straight back. We've got the second baseman Beaver, Mike Mutner at shortstop, Shiloh Finistad at third. The left fielder Miller, so CJ Miller, my apologies. Center fielder Hampton, and finishing us out is the right fielder Williams. As Kramer drops a curveball in there for strike number 3 against Thiessen. That'll be the first out of the inning and Kramer's first punch out of the day. With that punch out, that'll bring up Jarrell McDade. He had a good homer yesterday in the game 2 of yesterday against the Road Warrior Black Sox. The Road Warrior Black Sox won game 1 to play Team USA in game 2, but Team USA blew them out of the waters by 10 runs, and that is why they are playing today, as Kramer misses with a fastball upstairs. That'll make the count 1-0. Jarrell McDade digs in. He played in the Atlantic League with the Lexington Legends McDade, as Kramer now misses with a fastball outside. That'll make the count 2-0. McDade played with the Lexington Legends in the Atlantic League. Kramer played with the Florence Yalls in the Frontier League. As Kramer drops a curveball in there, but it's low, that'll be ball number 3. That'll move the count 3-0. McDade stepping into the box with a 3-0 count. Slayton Vaughn waiting on deck. The 3-0 from Kramer is a fastball on the outside corner, watched by McDade. That'll make the count 3-1. Kramer gets a sign. McDade takes a breath. I imagine he was auto-taking with 3-0, but maybe 3-1 here. He gets the green light. Pitch from Kramer is a curveball that misses low for ball number 4. That'll bring up Slayton Vaughn. Slayton Vaughn most recently played in the Pioneer League. He signed with the Colorado Owls for a couple at bats. Vaughn, a tall drink of water. We have him listed at 6'7", but I don't believe he's an inch under 8 feet tall. He is a giant. As McDade, good lead at first base. Kramer missed inside with a fastball, just missed inside. That'll make the count 1-0. McDade likes to do a lot of dancing over there at first. And every now and again, he does a little dance. And if he gets a good enough jump, he just takes off for the bag. He might be looking to do it here. He doesn't. And Vaughn will take a fastball in the outside corner for strike number 1. That'll make the count 1-1. Team USA already in a 2-run deficit. But the game is early as we are only in the bottom of the first inning. Kramer gets his sign, kicks, fake steal by McDade. Utah thought about backpicking him. Maybe would have had a chance at him. But the pitch was a curveball that misses low by Kramer. That'll make the count 2-1. Kramer looking in. McDade short lead at first, waiting for Kramer to come set before he does his little dances. As Kramer picks off. McDade got him thinking about him over there at first base. We'll see if that stops or doesn't stop the dancing. As Vaughn finds himself in a hitter's count, he's 2-1. McDade short lead, not doing the dancing. As the fastball comes in and almost hits us in the booth. Mark Sanders, the owner of the camera for the stream, I know he just had a heart attack. Nonetheless, we're 2-1 here, 2-2 here now. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. McDade, no short lead at first. Now he does it. Now he gets his lead out there. Fake steal, curveball, misses inside. That'll make the count 3-2. So we're full now here. Nate Thompson is waiting on deck. The payoff. Oh! McDade gets caught dancing as Kramer has him picked off. Now they just got to get him in the rundown. And he is tagged out by Mike Muttner. So that'll be a picked off 1-3-6. And that's the second out of the inning. So McDade, after taking 2 pitches off from dancing, goes back to it, has his does his little dance, gets that bigger lead over there at the first base cutout, and gets picked off. So with 2 outs now and a 3-2 count, the payoff pitch to Vaughn is a curveball that misses inside. That'll put Vaughn now at first base. It would have put McDade on second with 1 out for Nate Thompson stepping into the box. But now we've got Slayton Vaughn at first, 2 outs. And Vaughn potentially could steal a bag here, but usually with the big guys, they don't tend to get too big of leads and they don't tend to take a lot of bags. But that's the thing about these Black Sox guys. They're versatile. As the 0-0 pitch is swung on and missed, that was a fastball on the outside corner. That'll be strike number 1. Vaughn taking a decent-sized lead, but not quite sure if he's going or not. His front foot is on that cutout of first base. The 0-1 from Kramer is swung on. That's a fastball inside, swung on and missed. That'll make the count 0-2. Nate Thompson played in the 2020 Yinzer League for the Brilliant Sox. He was their everyday center fielder. It netted him a job with the Washington Wild Things after that year. And most recently, he played with the Lexington Legends as check swing, but he got him. So Kramer records his second strikeout of the day. And the score is 2-0 going into the top of the second. Adam Mancourt back out on the mound for Team USA. We'll be back after his warm-up pitches. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the top of the second inning of Team USA versus the ROJO Diablos. Adam Mancourt out for his second inning of work. He is going up against the right fielder, Williams. Williams squared for a bunt on the first pitch, pulled back, watched that one go, and finds himself in the 2-0 count as Mancourt gives him a fastball on the outside corner, swings through it. That'll make the count 2-1. Mancourt kicks, delivers. That swung on in a line drive into left center field. That'll be down for at least a single. Nate Thompson, the center fielder, fields it, throws it into the shortstop. And the right fielder, Williams, is on board with a leadoff single. That'll bring up the center fielder, Hampton. Hampton also here for the third roster block. We'll see what he does here. As Mancourt gets a sign, comes set, kicks, delivers the 0-0. Hampton squares to bunt. He bunts it down the third base line, but it goes foul and it's touched foul, and that'll be 0-1. Looked like a pretty good bunt there from Hampton, but too much English on it as it spins out of play or out of fair territory and into foul territory. Martinez, the catcher for Team USA, picks it up in foul territory. We've got no 1 count here with no outs and a runner on first base in the top of the second inning. ROJO Diablos are already up by 2. They're looking to add to it. Team USA looking for a quick inning, shut them down, get back in the dugout, and get some runs. As Hampton squares again, but pulls back for ball number 1. That'll make the count 1-1. So it's looking like the ROJO Diablos, or Hampton more specifically, are committing to the bunt. And now Mancourt picks over to first base. See if he squares again. He did, so we're not sure now if they will bunt or not with a 1-1 count. We'll look to see what happens. McIntosh, the third baseman, now playing even with the bag. He does square to bunt. The runner takes off and is gunned down at second base by Martinez. That was not very close. So Williams gets thrown out at second base for the first out of the inning. The pitch was called a ball upstairs or outside, almost like a pitch out.
That wasn't even close.
The count is 2. Yeah, right. The count is now 2-1 as Mancourt misses low with a slider. That'll make the count 3-1. Not the best pitch to go on, as like I said, it was almost a pitch out. But Hampton does that one and skies it into shallow right field. McDade is there to make the catch, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So Mancourt finds himself with 2 outs and facing the extra hitter, Ortiz. Ortiz also just got here for the third roster block. A lot of new guys here so far for the Yinzer. As Mancourt delivers the 0-0 pitch, and that's a fastball that misses outside. That'll make the count 1-0. So the Diablos this inning get their second hit, but get thrown out at second. Now that's a fastball taken taken low for a called strike. That'll make the count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch for Mancourt is another fastball taken low for a strike. More on the inside corner. This one, though, is now the count is 1-2. Mancourt with a chance for his third strikeout of the evening. Mancourt wheels, deals, and delivers. That's a slider that misses low and inside. That'll make the count 2-2. McIntosh now moving back. Not much of a bunt anymore. As Ortiz swings through the fastball outside, that'll be strike number 3. Mancourt's got his third strikeout of the inning. The score is 2-0 in favor of the ROJO Diablos. We're going into the bottom of the second inning, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the bottom of the second inning of the ROJO Diablos versus the home team, Team USA. On the mound for his second inning of work is Andrew Kramer, as McIntosh, the leadoff man for Team USA, takes a fastball outside corner for a strike. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Andrew Kramer also pitched for the Lexington Legends this year. So to retort what I said earlier, as he misses with a curveball low, that'll make the count 1-1. Andrew Kramer pitched for the Florence Yalls and most recently pitched for the Lexington Legends in the Atlantic League. As Kramer throws another curveball, but that's in there for a called strike. McIntosh, a large individual, and that curveball looked a little low, but umpire calls it a strike regardless. That'll make the count 1-2. As Kramer kicks and delivers, that's a fastball that McIntosh punches into the ground. Frankie Podkul tried to keep it fair, as he saw McIntosh wasn't running out of the box, but umpire calls it foul. That'll keep the count at 1-2. So Kramer, already with 2 punch-outs on the day, looks for his third as he gets his sign from Yuta Okazaki, kicks and delivers. That's a fastball that he bounces about 57 feet. That'll make the count 2-2. Potentially not a fastball. I know that Kramer has a splitter that is very good and throws it pretty hard as well. The 2-2 pitch. That one, I believe, is a fastball high that's fouled straight up and out of play. That'll keep the count at 2-2. Kramer stepping back on the mound. Second baseman for the ROJO Diablos, almost playing McIntosh into a shift. He's playing in shallow right field. As the 2-2 pitch comes in as a curveball, and it's in there for strike number 3. That'll be Kramer's third strikeout of the evening so far. And it'll also bring up the shortstop, Tierney. Tierney, another left-handed shortstop here for the Black Sox. I believe he is the third now. V. Desai being one, Wadi Almonte being the other one. So the 0-0 from Kramer to Tierney is a fastball that misses up and away. That'll make the count 1-0. We might have left-handed hitting middle infielders, but at the moment, these are the 3 that I can think of as Kramer misses with a fastball low and away now. That'll make the count 2-0. Jared Antone is also another middle infielder who hits left-handed as well. That's a fastball that misses low. That'll make the count 3-0. So the Black Sox, with plenty of left-handed hitting middle infielders, and we might not be done. Right now, those are the 4 that we can think of up here in the booth. We'll let you know if we think of a 5th. As Kramer finds himself behind 3-0, throws a fastball low and down the middle. That'll make the count 3-1. Tierney, new to the league, not taking his 15th at bat off of Kramer like some guys are, so he takes the 3-0, doesn't get the green light. Takes the 3-1 as well, as that's a fastball in the outside corner. That'll make the count full. Got a full count here with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Kramer battled his way back from 3-0. The payoff pitch, and that's a line drive into left center field. That'll be down. That'll be extra bases. As Tierney is rounding first, heading into second. A little bit of a bobble in the outfield. As the throw in, Tierney is aboard with a 1 triple. So Kramer managed to battle back from 3-0, but all for naught as Tierney got the better of him. And he hits a 1-out triple to spark something here for Team USA. That'll bring up Stuart Legary. Legary looking to do a job here, needing to hit something deep into the outfield to score Tierney. As Legary watches a fastball low. That'll make the count 1-0. Stewart swings at the second pitch that he sees, fouls it off. That'll make the count 1-1. Kramer looking for a punch out or a infield pop-up. We'll even take a shallow pop-up to the outfield. Kramer throws a fastball on the outside corner, and Legary Stewart swings through it. That'll make the count 1-2. This is big here. Kramer looking for his fourth punch out of the evening. As that pitch is a curveball, did he go? The umpire at home plate is saying that he did. Legary checked his swing on a curveball that was low and outside, and the home plate umpire says that he went. And that is exactly what Kramer wanted. So now, no such thing as a productive out here. You got to get a hit to score the run. Kramer coming up clutch there with a runner on third, 1 out. That'll bring up the catcher Martinez. As Martinez swings at the fastball, first pitch fastball outside, but fouls it straight back. That'll make the count 0-1. So the shortstop Tierney for Team USA gets the first hit of the day for Team USA. Finds himself on third base with 1 out. Legary Stewart can't do the job. Leaves it up to Martinez. As the fastball misses upstairs, that'll make the count 1-1. Martinez, also a new guy here. Just got here for the third roster block. He looks to announce himself to the Yinzer League with presence. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and grounder over to second base as he fields it and fires over easy to Frankie Podkol at first. That'll be the third out of the inning. So after 2 full innings of play, we're going into the top of the third inning here. The score is still 2-0. Adam Mancourt out for his third inning of work after this. Welcome back, Black Sox fans. We're here in the top of the third inning of Team USA versus the ROJO Diablos, as the second baseman Beaver is leading off for the ROJO Diablos. Beavers watch the first pitch of the at-bat for a ball, watches the second pitch of the at-bat for a strike. That makes the count 1-1. Both of them were inside. One of them just managed to clip the corner. Beaver now hits a hard ground ball single into left field. and he'll be aboard with a leadoff single. That'll bring back the top of the order, Yuta Okazaki. Yuta in his first at-bat walked on 4 pitches. Not much to talk about in the first at-bat, so we can talk about where Utah's been so far. Utah, a veteran of the game, has been all the way up to AAA with the Braves and more recently signed to the High Point Rockers in the Atlantic League. He was there for quite a while as he squares to bunt and barely runs out of the box as he thought it was coming back foul, but the catcher Martinez picks it up, fires over to first base, but that will do a job. He'll put a guy on second base for the 2-hole hitter, Frankie Podkul. Frank Podkul in his first at-bat struck out swinging, as that's a changeup that misses low. That'll make the count 1-0. So Beaver moves over to second base on Utah's sac bunt. Podkul with a 1-0 count. Mancourt, the pitch. Podkul swings and hits that one high into left field. Does it have enough? Oh, yeah, it does. Frankie Podkul goes yard, makes this game 4-0, and Mancourt surrenders his first home run of the day to Frank Podkul.
I feel like we've been playing at Coors Field the last few days. There's been so many home runs.
Yeah, as it gets later on into the season, this Washington Park kind of becomes a jet stream, going out to third, going out to left, going out to right. It does play huge, though, however, in the gaps. The waste management sign out in left center field, particularly, just an absolute shot if you can get it out there, but I haven't seen many people do it. As that brings up Anthony McDougall. And McDougall watches the first 2 pitches of the at-bat for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch from Mancourt is a fastball that misses up and away. That'll make the count 3-0. Mancourt looking to lock back in after surrendering that home run. Finds himself behind 3-0. And McDougall will watch that pitch for ball number 4. McDougall will take a trot down to first. Mike Mutner will try and step into the box, but manager Mark Sanders walks out to talk to Adam Mancourt, his pitcher, calm him down a little bit. It's a good move by Sanders after your pitcher surrenders a home run and then a 4-pitch walk. Got to go out there, give him some calming words, some words of encouragement, maybe crack a joke. Kind of really just depends on who you're dealing with as a pitcher, but got to know who you're working with, got to know what kind of makes them tick and what's going to get them locked back in and get back in the zone here. Because the job is not nearly out of reach. 4 runs in the 3rd inning is a very doable comeback, as the 0-0 pitch from Mancourt is a fastball at the top of the zone. That's called a strike. That'll make the count 0-1. Mutner in the box. Anthony McDougall leading off from first. McDougall, not much of a lead over there. Not going anywhere. As Mutner swings at that pitch and there's a line drive over the third base McIntosh's head. That'll be a single going into left field. And McDougall will hold up at second. Mutner now on first. The ROJO Diablos now have runners on first and second with 1 out. And that'll bring up left fielder C.J. Miller. Miller, already on the day, was hit by the first pitch that he saw. And he swings at the first pitch he sees in the second at bat and fouls it out of play. That'll make the count 0-1. Miller was hit by a pitch and then thrown out at third base, trying to stretch a single as he watches that slider on the outside corner for strike number 2. Mutner, let's see. Shiloh Finistad hit a RBI single, hit a 2 RBI single, and CJ Miller was on first base, tried to stretch it to first and third, but got thrown out. Find himself behind here 1-2. And that's a fastball that just misses outside. That'll make the count 2-2. As Miller swings at that pitch but fouls it out of play, that'll keep the count at 2-2. So Mancourt now finds himself in a 2-2 count. He's even now with CJ Miller after getting ahead 1-2. Kicks, delivers. That's a fastball that just misses the top of the zone. That'll make the count full. Miller swings and hits a high fly ball into the left center in the right center gap. That'll bounce twice, hit the wall, and that'll bring in 2 runs. CJ Miller now doesn't get thrown out at third, and this time, however, so he's aboard with a 1-out, 2 RBI triple, and that'll bring in the 6th run for the ROJO Diablos as they've put up 4 here in the top of this 3rd inning. That'll bring up Shiloh Finistad, who already on the day, who in his first at bat hit a 2 RBI single. He bats with CJ Miller at third base, 1 out. Mancourt throws a first pitch slider that misses low. That'll make the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from Mancourt is lined into center field. That'll be down. That'll be another RBI single for Shiloh Finistad. He's got 3 on the day, and he's 2 for 2. With that, that'll bring up the right fielder, Williams. Williams on the day hit a leadoff single to start the top of the 2nd inning. However, he was picked off. He bats now with a runner on first, 1 out. Swings the first pitch that he sees, but swings through it. That'll make the count 0-1. Finistad, not much of a lead over there at first base. Mancourt kicks, delivers. That's a changeup as Williams swings through that one as well. 0-2 pitch is another changeup, but that one misses low, and Williams doesn't bite. That'll move the count to 1-2. Finistad keeping that right foot kind of on that lip of first base. Williams swings through another changeup and misses that one. That'll be Mancourt's punch out of the day. And with that, center field Hampton. Hampton on the day so far. He flew out to McDade in shallow right field in his first at bat. Finistad shortens his lead with 2 outs. Mancourt misses with a fastball outside. Hampton watches that one. Now make count 2-0. Mancourt toes the rubber. Finistad now takes his lead off base. A little bit of a short lead, maybe just a step or two. Mancourt throws a fastball in the outside corner that's watched for a strike. That'll make the count 2-1. Mancourt looks like a changeup there. That one's in there at the bottom of the zone for strike number 2. That'll make the count 2-2. Finistad not really changing his lead over there at second, but Mancourt steps off as maybe Finistad just took it too early this time around. Team USA has got somebody warming up in the bullpen. And Hampton skies that one into deep center field, but Nate Thompson is there to make the catch for out number 3. So if you're a Team USA fan, a bit of a tragic top of the third. They surrender 5 runs to make the score a total of 7-0. We're going into the bottom of the third inning, and we'll be right back after this.